They called them the Cannibal Pirates of Rapa Nui, but their real name was whispered only in fear: the Night Eaters. It was the year 1725. Easter Island, Rapa Nui, lay in isolation, its giant stone moai staring forever into the Pacific horizon. Islanders believed the statues contained the spirits of ancestors, guardians against evil. But even the moai could not guard against what arrived that year. A dark-sailed ship appeared on the horizon at dawn. Its hull was blackened by fire, sails ragged like torn wings, and at its mast flew no flag, only the bleached bones of men bound with ropes. The villagers gathered along the cliffs, praying to the gods, believing demons had come for their souls. And they were not far from the truth. These pirates were cast out from every port, from Manila to Acapulco. Led by Captain Manuel de Torres, once a Spanish privateer, now a madman feared across the Pacific. His face was carved with ritual scars, his teeth filed to points. He had abandoned all loyalty to empire or creed. His only law was blood. They called themselves the Night Eaters because they believed eating the flesh of enemies gave them power. They devoured fallen foes under moonlight, smearing blood on their cheeks before battle. When they landed on Rapa Nui, they didn't come to trade or resupply. They came for dominance. The first attack came at night. Islanders woke to screams as warriors were dragged from huts, throats slit, bodies taken back to the beach. At sunrise, women and children crept down the cliffs to find the pirates, feasting on human flesh beside roaring fires. Captain Torres sat among them, blood dripping from his chin as he gnawed a femur like a dog with a bone. He stood, lifting the bone high. "Your gods have no power here," he roared. "Tonight, we feast again!" The island chiefs gathered their warriors. Rapa Nui men were fierce fighters, trained with obsidian-tipped spears and clubs carved from sacred wood. That evening, as the sun died in red clouds, they attacked the pirate camp. But Torres had fought the Moro pirates of Mindanao, the Dutch corsairs of Java, the privateers of the Americas. His men were demons with steel. Cannons roared, muskets spat death, and the beach became a slaughterhouse. Torres captured the island's high priest alive, bound him in ropes soaked with whale oil. As the terrified villagers watched, he burned the priest alive beneath a moai statue, chanting to his gods of hunger and conquest. For weeks, they ruled the island. Any who resisted were killed, cooked, and eaten. They raided sacred caves, smashing ancestral skulls for gold ornaments buried with them. Women were taken as slaves, children beaten into silence. But evil always sows its own destruction. One stormy night, as the pirates feasted by the shore, the old women of the island gathered in the caves. They prayed to Make, god of creation, and to the Aku spirits of the ancestors. The wind howled with their chants. Lightning split the sky above the moai heads. And in that storm, the warriors of Rapa Nui struck. They came with obsidian knives and flaming spears, howling like spirits. The pirates, drunk on rum and madness, barely stood before they fell. Torres rose with sword in hand, screaming curses, but an obsidian dagger plunged into his chest. Another cut his throat. He died gurgling black blood into the sand he had stained with others' lives. By dawn, every pirate lay dead. Their bodies were dragged to the cliffs and thrown into the sea. The ocean turned red that day. Some say their ship remained sunken off the coast, filled with the bones of eaten men. Divers who searched for it reported hearing whispers underwater, voices chanting in Spanish and Polynesian, promising death to any who dared disturb their cursed grave. To this day, the elders of Rapa Nui tell children, "Do not walk the cliffs at night, for the night eaters still hunger, and their captain searches for flesh to feed his soul."